Hello friends, welcome back to S-Prompt Strategy video lecture series on strategic management subject. In our previous videos, we have discussed on introduction to strategy and strategic management process. We have also seen the three dimensions of business definition as suggested by D.F. Abel, and we have also discussed on the first stage of strategic management process, that is hierarchy of strategic intent. In that, we have seen what is vision, mission, goals and objectives, and how does this strategic intent help organizations to formulate and develop effective strategies, and those strategies which are being developed by organizations can be effectively implemented, evaluated so that organizational goals and objectives can be achieved. After strategic intent and before formulation of strategies, organizations are required to go for internal factor evaluations, that is, all those factors which are present within the organizations, that is, the resources. It can be the materials, money, machine, manpower, along with the management, and external factor evaluation. That means these are those factors which are external, outside of every business organizations, which can be the general environmental factors or which can be even the industry specific environmental factors. So that after doing this internal factor evaluation and external factor evaluations, organizations can go for making strategic decisions. That is the three levels at which strategies formulations can be done. So let us try to understand what is this internal factor evaluation and external factor evaluation in the strategic management process. As we know, every business organizations are always looking for continuous growth and profitability, and that is continuous revenue generation from their business. This is important for the organizations because even the investors who want to invest into this organization, they will always try to invest into only those organizations who are showing constant growth and profitability, because their objective will always remain to get maximum return on their investment. And any organization which is growing, earning profitability and getting good investment from the market, their financial position will be far better than any of their competitors. This growth and profitability for the organization is possible only if they can deliver more value to their customer, which results into customer satisfaction. And this customer satisfaction depends upon how organizations are able to exceed, match to the customer expectations by means of the product and services which they are rendering to the market. We know that any business organizations which are competing, they are competing with other competitors in the same market, in the same market conditions. The customer profile is also same and the external market factors are also same. Still, some of the companies shows better performances, whereas some of the company found to be struggling for their sustainability. What makes all the difference in the performance of this organization? And the answer is the competitive advantage. Means it is the advantage which is available with the performing organization, which allows the organizations to perform better than any of their competitor, either by means of providing better quality products to their customer or by means of making a constant growth and profitability better than their competitors. So this internal factor evaluation will help us to understand what kind of resources the organization is having and how these resources are helping organizations to develop this competitive advantage. That means any organization who are having competitive advantage better than their competitors, then their goal and objective of growth and profitability will be easy for them. In our previous video on strategic management process, we have discussed on the four stages which are involved into strategic management process. The first stage in strategic management process that begins with formulation of strategic intent. The strategic intent is the purpose or reason behind formulation of the strategy. And the reason for formulation of strategy is the organizations have certain visions which they wanted to achieve. The organizations have made some mission statement that shows the reason behind existence of the company, and then to achieve the vision, organizations will be formulating objectives and goals, and to achieve these objectives and goals, organizations will be formulating the strategies. Before they actually go for strategy formulation, organizations will always go for internal factor evaluation. These are those factors which are present internally in the organization, and they are nothing but the 5M resources, that is the material, machine, money, manpower and the management. If the resources are better than any of their competitor, then we can say the organizations are having strength as compared to their competitors, or else the organizations are having weaknesses. Then in case of external factor evaluations, organizations will identify whether there are opportunities or threats that are present in the external environment. And these opportunities and threats that are depends upon various external factors, which can be categorized as general environmental factor or industry specific environmental factors. In this video, we will be actually discussing on overview of this internal factor evaluation and external factor evaluations, and then organizations will understand whether there are strengths or weaknesses and opportunities and threats, and based on these, organizations will go for formulation of strategy. Thus, the second stage of strategic management process is formulation of strategy that takes place at three levels. The first is corporate level. The strategies are being formulated at the top management level. The second stage is the business level strategies, which are being formulated by the middle management. Then third level of strategy formulation is the functional level of strategies, where individual functional departments will be formulating their functional level strategies. And then once the strategies are being formulated, they will be evaluated, analyzed into the current circumstances after doing external factor and internal factor evaluation. Based on that, the appropriate strategies will be selected, and those strategies will be implemented in the third stage of strategic management process. This implementation strategy takes place into two phases, that is project implementation and procedural implementation. The strategies which are being implemented will be evaluated to see whether the strategies are resulting into achievement of short-term goals and objectives or not, so that organization's vision can be achieved. If there is any gap in achievement of goals and objectives, again the process will go back from redefining the objectives and goals, formulation of newer strategies, implementation of those emergent newer strategies, and again it will be evaluated until the goals and objectives and vision of the organizations will be achieved. That's why it is called as strategic management process is a continuous process that help organizations to constantly achieve their vision, mission, goals and objectives. Now let us see what is external and internal environmental analysis is. When we will be going for external environmental analysis, we will be looking out for the opportunities and the threats which may be present in the external environment. When we are talking about the opportunities, then it is the positive environment, a favorable environment for the organizations for safe investment. That means when there is low level of competition, then organizations can make more profitability. Risk will be less to their investment. When there is a constant growing demand in the market, then organizations, by fulfilling demands of their customers, they are able to grow in terms of their revenue generation, as well as their profitability will be very much high. So any industry where high profitability is possible, we can say there is an opportunity. While implementation of any new strategies, organizations are required to allocate financial resources, and whatever investment the fund allocations will be done by the organization, it is important for them to get maximum return on their investment. And if in an industry there is a maximum return on their investment is possible, we can say there exists an opportunity in the external environment. And simultaneously, as we said, when there is a low risk that is available to the investment, then there is an opportunity which is present in the external environment. Similarly, when we will be looking out for the threats, exactly opposite to what is an opportunity. So when there is a high level of competition, because of this high level of competition, it is not possible for the organizations to increase prices of their product. And because of this high level of competitions, the organizations have to cut down their prices, which will affect to their level of profitability. So when there is a high level of competition resulting into low amount of profitability, we can say in the external environment there is threat. Similarly, when the product or the industry itself is falling on to declining stage, that is the demand for the product and services are declining, then there is a threat that is available in the external environment, because any product or service for which the declining demand is there, that means organizations are not able to generate revenue for them. That means we can say there is a reduced return on investment. And when there is a highest risk is available to their investment, then we can say there are threats. So when we will be going for external environmental analysis, we are looking for opportunities and threats. If the organizations wanted to grab these opportunities, the organizations are required to have strengths. So that with the available strengths, which is based on the resources which are present in the organization, organizations are able to grab the opportunities which are present in the external environment. Or else, if weaknesses are available within the organization, then definitely the threats which are present in the external environment will affect the strategic position of the organizations. In case of internal factor evaluation, that is the organizational resources will be evaluated, and all these organizational resources are nothing but the 5M resources. These 5M resources are materials, machine, manpower, money, and the management. The materials are important because these materials will be required to convert it into finished goods. If you have good quality materials, if you have access to good quality materials in 5 R's, that is right quality, right quantity, at the right time, at the right price, and at the right place, then you are able to manufacture quality product. And if you can manufacture quality products, then obviously these quality products will help you to provide value to your customer, and that value will result into customer satisfaction. Similarly, these machines are equally important because these machines will be processing the raw materials and converting into quality products. If these machines are well maintained, if these machines are technologically upgraded, and if these machines are well repaired, then there will be no stoppage of machine in between, and the machines will continuously produce the product, and there will be a constant supply of quality products to the market. Similarly, this manpower are the human resource which are present in the organization, who will operate the machines and who will convert the raw materials to produce quality products. Thus, handling of machines, processing of raw material, and manufacturing of quality product becomes the responsibility of their manpower. Similarly, money is another important resource because money will help to purchase quality raw materials, money will help to operate machines, money will help to pay compensation to the manpower, so that whatever quality products are being produced can be made available in the market for delivery of value to the customer, which will result into customer satisfaction. Hence, this money is also equally important for the purpose of managing expenses and management. Of course, all these 4M resources, that is materials, machines, manpower, and money, if can be effectively managed by this management, then all these resources will help organizations to develop strength. If strengths are available, we can grab the opportunities, and if we are having weaknesses, then we will get affected because of the threats which are present in the external environment. And hence, when we will be going for internal factor evaluations, we will be going for 5M resource analysis, so that we can understand whether we will be possessing strength or weaknesses as compared to our competitor. If strengths are present, and if we can utilize all these resources effectively, we can develop competitive advantage, which is also called as a strategic advantage, and this strategic advantage will help organizations to achieve their goals and objectives, and thus vision of the organization. Thus, the objective of internal factor evaluation and external factor evaluation is to identify strengths and weaknesses, as well as opportunities and threats which are present in the external environment. Accordingly, goals and objectives can be set, accordingly strategies can be formulated, accordingly resources can be allocated, accordingly strategies can be implemented, and it can be evaluated unless and until the goals and objectives of the organizations can be achieved. While we will be going for internal factor evaluation, that is while doing the resource analysis, we will be studying in detail on resource analysis with the help of RIO tool, that is valuable, rare, inimitable, and organized. That is, these are the resource analysis tool which will help us to understand whether the existing resources will help organizations to develop strategic advantage or not. The second strategic tool that we will be seeing in internal factor evaluation is the value chain analysis, because these are those interconnected activities with which organizations will able to deliver and create value for their customers. Third is the financial and non-financial aspects of internal factor evaluation, and then we will be seeing the key factor rating, and after doing this key factor rating we will be able to prepare a strategic advantage profile, and based on which we can make the strategic decisions of formulation of strategies. Thus, this resource analysis will help organizations to understand whether they are possessing competitive advantage or not. Then we will be going for external factor evaluation, that is doing the external environmental analysis. We will be making use of pestle analysis, which will help us to analyze pestle, that is political, economical, socio-cultural, technological, legal and physical environmental factor. And after knowing this external factor evaluation, that is pestle factor analysis, we will able to understand whether there are opportunities or threats present in the external environment. Similarly, we will be also understanding what is Porter's five forces of model. This tool is specifically used for the purpose of industry specific environment analysis. There are five forces which are specific to every industry, and based on this analysis we will able to understand whether the industry is attractive, that is opportunity is present, or whether the industry is unattractive, that is threats are present. Then we will be also going to understand what is competitive profile matrix, how it is to be done, and based on which strategic decisions can be made by the organization. Thus, this external factor evaluation will help us to understand level of attractiveness of the external market. We will be having in detail video on RIO analysis, value chain analysis, as well as key factor rating and financial and non-financial analysis, and we will able to understand whether we are having competitive advantage or not. And we will be also having pestle analysis, a separate video, and we will be also looking for what is environmental threat opportunity profile, that is ETOP model. Then we will be also having a separate video on Porter's five forces of model and competitive profile matrix. So you can stay connected, you can subscribe to this channel so that you can watch all these videos separately in detail, and you will be able to understand how internal factor evaluation and external factor evaluation will help organizations to develop competitive advantage and to encash the opportunities which are present in the external environment. I hope you like content of this video. Press like button and share this video with your friends, and click on subscribe button to watch further videos on strategic management subject and other subject related videos. Thank you for sparing your valuable time. Happy e-learning.